Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another video. Today, I wanted to talk about Mario Kart World. Recently, we did a video talking about Donkey Kong Bonanza, where I gave my feedback about the game after seeing some footage come online. And, I just wanted to do the same thing with this brand new Nintendo Switch 2 game that's coming out when the console releases. So, yeah, from high prices to a completely different type of Mario Kart game. We're going to be trying to break down a little bit here today what this game is and giving my feedback about this game as a whole. So if you have anything to share, feel free to let me know down in the comment section. I do appreciate the support. And yeah, let's jump into it. So basically, Mario Kart World is an upcoming Mario Kart game that a lot of people have gotten kind of riled up about and annoyed about, mainly because of the high price. This game is a launch title. For those who don't know, it will be releasing with the Nintendo Switch 2 in June, and Donkey Kong Bonanza obviously comes out in July, which we covered in the other video. So basically, this game is, Mario Kart meets Forza Horizon. Forza Horizon, obviously being a semi-big, racing game, exploration game on the Xbox and PlayStation. And well, this game has basically done that. You can now free roam. You can do a bunch of different races. You can go in between tracks. You can do battle modes. You can do rail grinding. I mean, you can't do that on Forza, but you see the point. This is Mario Kart World, and it looks completely different in terms of visually what we've got in the past. There's obviously a lot more races in this game. It looks visually perfect, in my opinion. It's everything that I want for a Mario Kart game. It looks saturated, it looks family friendly, it looks like it could be a bunch of chaos, especially with friends. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows here in the Mario Kart world. It is quite the opposite for a lot of people, and I totally understand why. The game is priced at $80, $90 as well, depending where you go, for the digital and physical version of the game. And a lot of people have stressed over these number of weeks since we've seen this footage come online and just heard about Nintendo Switch 2 regardless. A lot of people saying they need to drop the price of Mario Kart World, and I totally understand why. A lot of people feel like this isn't actually that big of a deal. There are one or two things that obviously haven't, been improved on since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The one thing I did not like in terms of the game, though, was the characters. Now, there is 24 races on a track, which is the biggest amount we've ever had on any Mario Kart game prior. This is the biggest amount of players we're ever going to have in a single race. And, don't get me wrong, there is some good characters on here. There's some certain costumes for different characters that give you different abilities and stuff like that, which is always funky. It's going to be cool to check those out. But a lot of these characters are enemies from previous games. A lot of them are characters that are brand new. A lot of them are just reskinned versions of characters that we have not really ever seen in a mainstream Mario game like this before. And I feel like they're kind of doing what they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Now, for those who did play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, will know what I'm going on about here is with the Koopalings. Now, the Koopalings were cool. Don't get me wrong. I think they were a really nice addition, but I felt like they could have easily been like a selective character rather than having a whole bunch of slots taken up by relatives of the Cooper family. Now, what I'm trying to get at is I feel like there should have been a lot more characters that we're familiar with in this lineup before they even considered adding Cheap Cheap, Cow, the crab from Cooper Beach, and stuff like that. Now, if you look on the map on the right hand side, there's a lot of icons in there that you probably recognize character wise, and there's a lot of them that you're probably going, what the heck is that? That's exactly my point. I feel like they could have added a lot more characters into this game. I'm sure they will do. Hope well, fingers crossed. Down the line they will, but there is never a guarantee when it comes to that kind of stuff, especially with Mario Kart games. 24 spaces. They need to add more characters like individually. I don't mind having skins for characters. I think that's fine. as long as it doesn't take up a character slot. You know, we're missing out on absolute legends of the game like Diddy Kong, for example. Diddy Kong is a very well liked and respected Kong member, and he's not in the game, which is kind of absurd to me. He's always been a fan favorite, and they've just done him dirty once again, and I feel like it's completely wrong. To have a snowman on the left hand side there, as you can see, with no arms, driving a bike. It just doesn't make sense. That is my main issue with Mario Kart World is the characters. I feel like they could have done a better job, but who knows? Maybe they'll add more later on down the line. Fingers crossed. Now, going forward with the game, it does look great. Like I said at the beginning of the video, visually, very nice. Colors look great. The carts, the bikes, the enemies, the maps themselves, they all look very well put together. Now, there is one big problem that a lot of people have been talking about with this game that is up and coming in June. Between the games, you have to, well, not have to, but you can drive between courses. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this is a great thing, but I do feel like it's overextending that free roam aspect of the game. Now, I'm sure with the free roam, there's going to be things you can do, there's going to be places you could explore, maybe some secret collectibles or something, I don't know. But I feel like when you have to drive between courses, it's kind of overdoing that exploration step a little bit. And it's, you know, like for example, you spend about half of your day exploring and free roaming. You're not going to want to drive up and down this same stretch of road that you've driven up and down for the past 20 times already. And especially if there's nothing to do and just simply drive straight. You know, it's something that a lot of people have brought up. It looks very boring between courses. I feel like they could maybe, you know, kept the transitions. I feel like that wasn't really a problem. Sure, you want to keep the gameplay flowing, but you're not really doing that if it's very slow and pretty bland in between courses. You need to keep it fun for the gamers like me, you guys, for the audience. I'm sure there's going to be a way, well, hopefully you can like turn that whole, you know, driving in between courses section off. Maybe there is a way you can have transitions instead, but a lot of people have been talking about how this section of the game really overextends the exploration aspect and how it could become very boring, very bland really quickly. Now, going forward with the game, this is going to be a launch title, like I said, and there is a lot of things you can look forward to. Like I said, there is a lot of things that are new to the game. Speaking of is the weapons. Now, I've seen a lot of different weapons over the years in Mario Kart. I've seen some crazy ones. I've seen ones that are completely useless. I've seen ones that have absolutely costed me top three positions on the podium. Now, this game definitely has a big selection of weapons and, you know, going from the star, bringing back the Mega Mushroom. Obviously, the shells are in there, including the blue shell. I'm happy with what I've seen with the weapons. I think the weapons are a great selection. The more weapons, the better. And, you know, like I said, the characters can have their own special abilities depending on the costumes you can find / unlock during free roam. So going forward, I would like to say that this game does look promising, but there is a lot of things that I would like them to maybe consider changing, if not trying to add more to the game in order to keep it less boring and stuff like that. From different costumes, characters, weapons, maps, all that kind of stuff, this game definitely is going to be popular regardless. It's Mario Kart, okay? It will sell, whether or not people agree with the $80, $90 price for the digital and physical versions. Sure, I'm with you guys on that. I think it's a bad idea. And, you know, the game does look great. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. Is it worth the money? I don't think it is, to be honest. It's there's a lot of things to look forward to. There's a lot of new things, but it is Mario Kart. People will buy it regardless, especially if they can afford it. And you know, people play this online for fun. I, for one, play it normally. I always have. I've never really played with people online apart from the Nintendo Wii Mario Kart. I absolutely grinded the heck out of that game. back in the day. But my point is, there is a lot of things to look forward to in this game, but there's a lot of things as well that I think people are going to be turned off on and about it as well. So yeah, let me know when you think down below in the comments. Are you excited for Mario Kart World? Do you think the rail grinding will be a bit tedious after a while? Do you think the game will manage to keep its somewhat of a player base even with the high expensive pricing? I would love to hear all of your thoughts down below. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Be sure to stay safe. Have a great rest of your day. And, well, bring on the racetracks, I suppose. I'm going to be checking out this game on day one. And it's going to be a absolute mayhem blast. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.